What is up YouTube, my name is Gio, and earlier in the week I decided to run a poll to see what video you guys wanted to see next, and a Marvel/DC Valentine's Day video won out. However, if you voted for anything else and still want to see those videos, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because they will definitely appear in future polls. But for now, we are in the month of love, and I wanted to look at what I believe is the best relationship in the MCU. No. Close, but still no. Nah, that relationship is all kinds of messed up.
Who's the hot mess now?
Still debatable. Probably tipping your way a little bit. Why don't you dress like this at home?
There you go. Yep, in my opinion, Marvel nailed the relationship between Pepper and Tony better than any other romance in the MCU. Which, surprisingly, isn't a lot for a universe that's been out for over a decade. I mean, to do a quick rundown, Natasha and Banner aren't a thing anymore, neither are Thor and Jane. Steve and Peggy, while I do enjoy them, don't have a lot of depth, and also for a brief second, Steve tried to get with Peggy's great niece. Yeah, kinda weird. Star-Lord and Gamora are a very close second, but I want to see what they do with them in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Scott and Hope haven't had a lot of development in their relationship, Peter and MJ are still very new, and Wanda and Vision are...
What? What is it? What's wrong?
complicated. So with all these cards on the table, let's break down what makes Tony and Pepper's relationship the best romance in the MCU.
That's how you did it, isn't it?
It's a great night.
Well, you know, you saved yourself a world of pain.
What?
Now, in order to discuss why Tony and Pepper's relationship is S tier, we need to first clear up what makes a solid relationship. Now, this will obviously vary from person to person, but what I believe makes a great relationship is growth.
Well, performance issues, it's not uncommon.
Personal growth. Many people say you need to put 100% into a relationship to make it work. And I think there should be a dummy thick asterisk next to that. Because if you are putting 100% into your partner, when do you put time into improving yourself? Both people should put 50% into the relationship and the other 50% into personal growth. This is where Tony and Pepper's relationship shines. They put just as much effort into improving themselves as they do each other. Let's look at the first Iron Man movie. At the start, Tony is at his peak level of assholery. He doesn't seem to care about anyone besides himself, only seeks immediate pleasure, and fucks any girl with a pulse. And Pepper is oddly nonchalant about this. She seems to accept that this is just how Tony Stark is. But after Tony sees that the weapons his company makes to protect people like Rhodey being used against them, we almost instantly see a shift in their relationship. This is because at the end of the day, Tony's prior behavior stems from his obsession with his work. He doesn't think too far ahead about consequences because he thought that his future was just inventing and expanding his company. This is why Pepper, after all the asshole things Tony does, sticks around. She doesn't see billionaire playboy philanthropist Tony Stark. She sees the man that is constantly working to change the world for the better. And after his revelation, these qualities are put on full display. From him shutting down the weapons division of his company, to him stopping the 10 Rings from using those weapons on civilians, hell, to just becoming Iron Man. Tony is a man racked with guilt from his past, and is now looking farther into the future than he ever did, which inevitably leads him to pursue something long-term with the one person that always saw his good intentions. Now, I think I've done enough ragging on Tony and his flaws, so let's flip the script and look at the other side of the pepperoni ship, Pepper. And yes, that is legitimately the ship name for these two, and it is goddamn hilarious. Anyway, Pepper's flaws at the start of her relationship with Tony are a bit more subtle. Her main issue is that she does kinda watch over Tony a little too much, obviously with good intentions, but it leads to her trying to change some things about Tony that will never change. This is surprisingly what helps them strengthen their relationship. Because both of them are strong, steadfast people that won't easily bend to the other's will, it leads to both of them being able to recognize and address their own flaws. This can be seen in Iron Man 3, where at the start Tony is suffering from PTSD from his experience in the Avengers, and as a result he is constantly making suits in a preparation for a fight that may never come. This causes Tony to start being reckless again in order to feel like he has some kind of control, and Pepper notices this. While she does understand why Tony is doing this and sympathizes with him, it leads her to getting quickly irritated and tries to convince Tony to stop preparing for a potential fictional battle. This does end up causing a rift between the two, however by the end of the movie, with a lot of time alone and thinking, Tony and Pepper start to see each other's sides. Tony understands that he has been going overboard and doesn't need to go through this pain alone. And Pepper accepts that Tony will always be preparing, but it's because he wants to keep the ones he loves like her safe. Tony also finally removes the arc reactor from his chest as a symbolic way of separating himself from the suits that he makes, leaving the two in a pretty solid place. Now, to be fair, after Iron Man 3, everything wasn't smooth sailing. In Civil War, Tony admitted that he and Pepper are on a break because he fell back into that panic mode after the events of Age of Ultron.
A few years ago, I almost lost her, so I trashed all my suits. Then we had to mop up Hydra, and then Ultron. My fault. And then, I never stopped. Because the truth is, I don't want to stop. I don't want to lose her. I thought maybe the Accords could split the difference.
However, they do end up sorting it out and are engaged at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming and married by Infinity War. Also during this time, Tony has become fully committed to settling down, even talking about having kids, which is a massive sign of growth compared to how he started. Avengers Endgame is where we get the conclusion for Tony and Pepper's story, and while their scenes are short, they show how much these two have changed each other over the years. Tony figures out the missing piece the Avengers need to time travel, and rather than being reckless and just going off like he used to, he talks to Pepper about it and tells her that if she wants him to stay, he will.
Not if I stop. I can put a pin in it right now and stop.
Only to have Pepper tell him that she knows she can't change his desires to help people, and whatever decision he makes, she will support him.
Tony, trying to get you to stop has been one of the few failures of my entire life.
Something tells me I should put it in a lockbox and drop it to the bottom of the lake. Go to bed.
But would you be able to rest?
This scene is the best example of the change these two characters have overgone, and the trust that has built because of that change. So much so that Pepper finally accepts Tony's need to save the day, and even joins him on the battlefield as a rescue. And after Tony makes the ultimate sacrifice, she comforts him in his final moments, letting him know that her and Morgan will be okay, and that he can rest now. A beautiful ending to the best romance in the MCU.
We're gonna be okay. You can rest now.
Anyway, I do hope you guys did enjoy the video, and also hope you guys did enjoy your Valentine's Day, however or whoever you spent it with. More polls to decide. I'm also going to be doing more polls to kind of gauge where you guys are with the content and what kind of stuff you want to see. So within the coming days, there's going to be a new poll coming up with new video suggestions, and I would love if you guys could participate in that. Other than that, it was a pretty fun one shot to make. So once again, if you guys enjoyed the video and you're new to the channel, hit that like and the subscribe button. Also, if you think the channel's potential, hit the 10 buttons. Anyway, my name has been Gio, and we'll talk to you all later. Peace. I deafened myself.